Okay. So, there is another stream going on right now, and that is Cosmos. Cosmos is casting in Portuguese and Brazilian, and if you want to tune into another series, he is casting. Oh, apparently it was a. Oh, apparently it wasn't. The results weren't correct on challenge. Cosmos is casting the Zerg Lord versus Roro. It turns out that Roro did beat Dragonics. It was just entered incorrectly. Okay. I was so impressed with Draconics. I was like, damn. But yeah, that was an error. And here we go. We are diving into our third series of the day. We've made it to the quarterfinals, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Blackburn LE, we have the Peruvian Zerg player representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Ryu. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Blackburn LE. Oh, my mistake. Currently not representing Eximius Gaming. This is a recent pickup. Jesus, they're picking... this is what I'm talking about. They're picking everyone up. Currently representing his brand new team, Exeritus Ignat. It is a Brazilian Protoss. It is MasTeR. Oh my god. Yeah. So for those wondering, Exeritus Ignat, they're a team that started picking up players maybe December of last year. And they kind of popped up out of nowhere. I guess the owner of the team suddenly got passion for StarCraft. They were an amateur team before this, but they suddenly picked up a bunch of, as I said before, semi-pro players. And a couple of pro players as well, like Sinner being the most notable. So yeah, they just popped up out of nowhere. They're picking up a bunch of players. Their Discord is massive. They do have a massive community, and they have pretty frequent custom game sessions or practice sessions between everyone. And they've been practicing a lot over the past 2 months. It's been impressive to see everyone improve. MasTeR is a player that I didn't even know joined them. So we'll see how MasTeR can do. From my memory, I believe the majority of their players are Protoss. The most notable Zerg, I think, is Neo Shaggy. So I don't know how good their PvZs have gotten. We'll see. I do know that a lot of the Exeritus players, they actually do the same builds. I know a bunch of the Terran players in TVP, like they kind of mirror each other, same with the Protoss players. That's kind of the downside of this group of players like practicing a lot together, is that they refine one build. But at the same time, even though they're a little bit more samey, they execute it very well. Meanwhile, massive shout out to Nodokasa in the chat. Thank you so much for resubbing. 9 months. Oh my god. 9 months. That's a lot of months. Thank you so much. Oh, hold on. I can't play a trumpet right now. But thank you so much for resubbing. We appreciate the support, and I hope you're enjoying the cast. I hope you're enjoying the tournament. Again, today is Copa Hyperion, a Latin American bi-weekly tournament. We have Latin American tournaments every single week, and they're a great community. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you want to have a look at the bracket. Again, a very stacked bracket. You would think, oh my god, what is this, an ESL Open Cup? Nah, mate, it's a Latin American weekly, and it's one of those things where there are a lot of masters, GMs, and even diamond players that sign up and compete in this. It's great to see everyone come together for something like this. It's always cool to see. Ooh. Meanwhile, speaking of coming together, and getting into this game, Ryu hasn't seen much yet. He dipped in earlier. He did confirm that it was a Twilight Council opener. Okay, this is important. So he knows about the Twilight Council, and now he has to go in to confirm the gate count and the gas count as well. You know, is this going to be Glaive Adepts, or is this going to be something like Charge? And there we go. The Overlord is diving on in. He's going to be counting how many probes are on gas. He's going to confirm, okay, this is not Charge. This will be, or this should be Glaive Adepts. If it's Blink, I mean, there's typically a Forge and +1 on the way or something like that. Like, Blink openers are just not very common at all, even Blink all-ins. So now he is aware of what is coming, and now he has to get ready. Glaive's already on the way. He did throw down a safety Roach Warren, and yo, he's going for the wall! Oh, can he wall off? Bobby, please! Get out of the way! Oh god, the Adepts are here, and Ryu is getting ready to wall off as soon as possible. Can you do it? He does! The wall is there, and the Adepts will not find a way in. And at the same time, the Queens are stopping the War Prism from getting into the main base. MasTeR is doing nothing with these Adepts. But again, it's all about Ryu, and it's all about him making sure he walls off every single time a Shade comes through. Oh god, not just that, the War Prism is still a threat. The Queens actually abandoned their post. It looks like the Adepts do not find a way in once again, but they're trying to force their way through that wall. At the same time, War Prism gets thwarted by the Queens. And again, MasTeR hasn't done too much. He did end up killing 4 drones, so at least he's done something, but 4 drones is not enough. More damage needs to be done, and it looks like MasTeR has accepted his fate. He's making immortals. He is transitioning. He recognized, look, Ryu's too good. I'm not going to be able to get too much damage done here. I'm not going to waste the resources here. I'm not going to waste time. I'm just going to work on my follow-up all-in. That involves not just immortals, but it involves throwing down even more gates. And Ryu sees! Ryu, he has eyes on the 3rd base. He has eyes on the 3rd base timing. He confirms the immortal as well as the additional gates. Again, Ryu sees all. And he feels confident enough to drone up. He's like, mate, I know what you're doing. I'm just gonna drone. I'm gonna work on my lair, work on roach speed. Without roach speed, it's kind of difficult to counterattack, so Ryu is just gonna chill here at home. And the onus is more on MasTeR to get damage done because of all of his investment into this army. Like, sure, he can try and catch up with a 3rd, but like, that's not gonna be enough. There needs to be more to this. And that is why he's out here with these Adepts. And the War Prism. So we'll see. We'll see what he can do. He's looking to try and go for some multi-prong attack. Ryu, though, he's ready. He's got his Lings here in the main base. He's got his Roaches at the 3rd. Doesn't have a Spore in position or anything like that. So, again, he has to be careful about it. He has to make sure he himself is paying attention. Here we go. The Adepts are coming in from both ends. But again, as soon as the Adepts towards the north push in, Ryu, he also gets in position with his own Lings. Uh-oh. Oh god, the Queens! Come back, puppy! Come back! No! Oh god, the Queens turn around for a second. The Adepts get into the mineral line. The focus fire is okay. He's getting a couple more drones, more than he should have, to be honest. And 6 drones? Not bad. Not bad at all. Ryu with a little bit of misplay there. He had 2 Queens here, and they were just... maybe they were hotkeyed to inject by accident instead, so they were leaving the main base, and because of that, 6 drones went down. So now MasTeR, he is kind of evening up the worker count. Things aren't looking as bleak as they once were. His army still leaves much to be desired. He is still going for a ground toss composition. He's not transitioning into sky toss. And this can still work. This is Blackbird, of course. A very short rush distance by ground. If this army moves out, Ryu doesn't have a lot of time to react. He's getting ready. He's trying to work towards Hydras again. He's trying to work towards Lurkers again. The Infestation Pit is done. Lurker Den is on the way. But it's not ready right now. This hold is... It's going to be difficult. It's going to be a hard one. But again, if he defends here, like, Lurkers are going to change everything. Like, I don't know how MasTeR can win once Hydra Lurker Viper comes out. Oh boy, we'll see. Meanwhile, a couple of Adepts do go into the main base. At the same time, MasTeR is pushing into creep, taking a goal base behind this. Ryu, though, he sees everything. Forces a recall! Oh my god! That's huge! Only a handful of roaches went across the map and the entire army comes back home. That was the moment. That was the moment that MasTeR needed to push in and maybe take out a base. You could argue it just wasn't going to happen anyway. You could argue that he wasn't going to get the damage done anyway, but he needed to take that risk. And now, Lurker Den is done. Hive is halfway done. Like, this is not looking good for MasTeR. Now, I'm not saying that, once the Lurkers come out, it's GG. Not necessarily, but it just makes it that much more harder. And MasTeR isn't ready for it. Like, he doesn't have disruptors. He's working on his first handful of disruptors now, but without them, like, pushing into a fortified position isn't going to be easy. Meanwhile, a couple of roaches go for harass. MasTeR does take the goal base, and that will help him, to be fair, but another roach run by. Recall is on cooldown. MasTER is trying to force his way forward. He does have a lot of energy for those force fields, but we have plenty more Ravagers to deny them. Again, another decent line of force fields, but the Ravagers do deal with this, and Ryu can just keep backing off. Meanwhile, the roaches across the map, it looks like they have... Oh no, they're not being dealt with at all. Probes are going down. The Immortals are getting taken out. MasTeR, please, you gotta get out of here. And what did he get done? He traded army versus army. He lost one of his high-tech units, and he lost a handful of probes. But he took the gold, so it's kind of okay, Copium. Like, he's got the gold base. He's taking his gases. Disruptors are on the way. Disruptors can change everything. Vipers are not ready, so here we go. Purification overs, mate. They gotta connect. Here we go. MasTeR, he's down in supply, but he's up in disruptors. First one goes down, and he picks off a lurker. Oh, 2 more lurkers! Yo, the money disruptor shots! Sure, he's not landing with the Roach Ravager, but he's landing with what counts. Oh god, but despite that, it may still not be enough. One of the disruptors just got picked off. There's only one remaining. And 2 lurkers did finish. I just realized there's no detection. There is no detection here. And without detection, this army is not going to force its way in. Sure, he did connect with those lurkers, but we have energy for transfuse, and MasTeR is forced to rotate around. Meanwhile, the Vipers are now out. Lurker upgrades are on the way. 7 lurkers are in production. We need to see some Stargates. We need to see a transition. You can't stay with this. Oh no! Over the mineral line. Thankfully, 2 more disruptors join the fray. It's not over. Not yet. Oh, this is frustrating. Observers were delaying the disruptor production. Detection is on the way. MasTeR's trying to force himself up this ramp, which is questionable. That's the problem with Blackburn. We got a lot of ramps. We got a lot of choke points. Can he find a way in? He's gonna try to. Okay, he's gonna try to force his way through these rocks. Oh no, no, not like this! Not like this! 2 more disruptors go down for free. MasTeR, please. I appreciate him trying to go through those rocks, but a little bit of miscontrol there. Zealot run by is on the way, but Roach Ravager is already here to meet it. And this is going to be the nail in the coffin. Nidus. Double Nidus into the main base. And MasTeR, so unlucky, he doesn't see. He does not have vision of his main. And we could end up in a weird base trade. To be fair, you don't need a lot of lurkers. Like 4 lurkers pop out, and that's all you need. Oh my god, a lot more than 4 pop out. Oh god. We see the aggressive blink forward. MasTeR, he is all in at this point. His main base is under threat. His production is all going down. He has to win the game here. And the problem is that we have lurkers and vipers that have... No! Miss Rally! Not like this, MasTeR! Not like this! Show me the... Oh, show me the abducts. The abducts come in. The blinding clouds as well. The lurkers are going to town on all of this Protoss army. GG gets called. And Ryu takes game number 1. Ah. GG. Ay, ay, ay. That was rough. That was rough. I love whenever Ryu does that, by the way. Specifically, the way he defends against Glaive Adepts, going for those walls. I've seen it work against him. Not gonna lie, more than once, I've seen Ryu have his drone in position to set up that Evo wall at the natural. and then a roach like walks over at the same time the shades come in. So because of the roach, like the evo chamber doesn't get thrown down and it's all over. Like I've seen that happen a couple of times here. Whether it's against Paco Mike or Shaq T. But here, Ryu, he was a little bit more aware of that. He avoided that kind of situation from happening, and again, those Glaive Adepts didn't really pay for themselves, and yeah, MasTeR was kind of forced into this really awkward scenario. And forced and stuck with these Immortals and Disruptors. Oof. And here we go. We're getting ready to dive into game número 2. So I need to set up this alias as well. If you're wondering what MasTeR's in-game clan in-game name is I think that's his IRL name, from what I remember. So some fun facts. Alright. Here we go. Diving into game number 2 of this best of 3 series, and spawning in the top right hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE, we have our Peruvian Zerg player, currently up 1-0 in this best of 3 series. Representing the CranKy Ducklings, it is Ryu. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE, we have the Brazilian Protoss player representing Exeritus Ignis. It is MasTeR. One of the best players in all of Brazil. I would say probably second best Protoss in Brazil. Second only to Shaq T, aka Nano. But of course, Shaq T isn't here today. He was here last week in Sentimiento Latino, but it appears he is not here for Copa Hyperion. So MasTeR is going to be one of the main Brazilian representatives here today. I say one of because the other one, the higher tier one, or the more well-known one, is the Zerg Lord. The Zerg Lord is also competing in this bracket, just above us, in that upper half of the bracket instead. And we'll see how he does. Oh boy. Meanwhile, Yaku's shaking my head. Yaku's shaking my head. Meanwhile, apparently Yaku just tweeted about Copa Hyperion. What was happening earlier was Neo was asking me, hey, add Zura to the clan. I'm like, what? No, Zura is not a duckling. I'm not adding him to the clan. And I guess he's trying to funada me. He's trying to funada me. Shaking my head. Can't just become a duckling. You're born a duckling. God damn it. But here in game number 2, MasTeR is approaching this a little bit differently, and I appreciate this. You know, you gotta mix things up. If Glaive Adepts don't work, you don't try again until you fail. I mean, he already did fail once. You don't try again until you succeed. You try something a little bit different, and here he is trying a Stargate opener instead. Ryu did try to slip in with his Ling, but he was denied. Regardless, there is an Overlord on the way anyway, and Ryu will scout this. But 2000 Atmospheres is honestly a pretty good map for Skytoss. Arguably the best map for Skytoss. Arguably. Especially because Glittering Ashes is a little bit more open compared to 2000 Atmospheres. It can be a little bit more difficult to expand and take more bases, and it can be easier to get caught out in the map as well, just because of how many avenues of attack there are. Meanwhile, 2000 Atmospheres is a little bit more straightforward, and you have options when it comes to whether you want to expand towards the north or the south, and how you want to play this out as a Protoss player. Meanwhile, what's interesting about this is that sure, we have a Void Ray first, and the Void Ray is going to do his best to deny any kind of Overlord scout. Behind this, we have a Twilight Council. And going Stargate into Glaives is not unheard of. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on this Twilight Council. Gas is continuing to be mined, at least in that main base. More gates are being thrown down, and what upgrade are we gonna go for? There it is. It is going to be the Glaive follow-up. So this is a little bit more obviously difficult to scout. It does hit a little bit weaker compared to the typical Glaive Adepts, but the surprise factor is meant to really catch your opponent off guard. Oof. Meanwhile, Ryu, he is getting ready. He often does this. He keeps an Overlord hidden here on the left-hand side of the map, north of the main base, quite a ways away, but he invests in Overlord speed. So even though there's a Void Ray out on the map hunting Overlords down, doesn't matter because Ryu is getting ready, and here we go, he's diving in and he will scout this tech. Void Ray completely out of position, and what's here in the main base? The Twilight Council, the Forge, the gateways. What's important is that Ryu confirms that it is not double Stargate Void Ray. There's no fleet beacon. The Forge is late otherwise, and yeah, he can rest easy knowing that Adept should be coming. Speaking of, oh boy, are they coming. The Adepts are on the way. I believe we have a couple of roaches, and Ryu is already ready to wall off. Oh my god. He's set up. But it's all about the reaction. Ah, there we go. A full wall off here at the natural once again. The Adepts do not find a way in, and they will give enough time for Ryu to respond with his army. Oh, he commits anyway. He's going to try and break through. Up, up. We have a second wall. He walls off. Oh my god. He buys a little bit of time. Roaches are on the way. The Adepts still get into the mineral line anyway, but how many drones are really gonna go down? In the end, only 4. At the same time, we do have a stasis trap here. Oh my god. It doesn't even go off. Oh my god, how? Stasis trap does not get triggered. 5 drones go down. Maybe a couple more. 5 drones. Not bad. Not bad. But that is the end of the aggression. This is the problem with this follow-up Glaive Adept attack, is that there is no Robo, which means there is no Warp Prism, which means there are no reinforcements. What you send is what you send. And now Ryu, he is free to drone up, to tech up, and for only losing 5 drones, that's not that bad. It's not that bad at all. He is down in workers though. Meanwhile, we see another scout from Ryu. He confirms that, hey, there are still no more Stargates. It is going to be just mass gateway here from MasTeR. Is Blink done? No, Blink is not on the way. Neither is Charge. That's a little bit concerning. The fact that we have +1, but still no other Twilight Council upgrade. I'm feeling that maybe MasTeR forgot. I don't know. We'll see. Meanwhile, Ryu is just doing Ryu things, going back into that hive. Back into that hive and back into those lurkers. It's one of those things where, hey, if you're going up against ground toss, lurkers are the way to go. And there are these scary moments. This is the scariest, where the lurker den is still not done. But what is there really with this army? Sure, they're stalkers, but they don't have blink. There's no immortals. There's no disruptors. Is there really enough to break this position? We do have a couple of roaches, and Ryu was being greedy. He doesn't have a lot of army on the ground. But they're coming out. They're on the way. And it looks like they're popping out just in time. The queens are trying to focus down that Void Ray. The Void Ray does take a lot of damage, but it still just barely survives. Oh, I spoke too soon. The Void Ray does get focused down. But what about the ground army? It's forcing its way in towards that 4th base. Roaches are still being popped out, but again, there's just not that much supply here for Ryu. God, he's just barely holding on. The Spine is not putting in any work at all. But the Ravagers are helping. They're forcing the army back, and again, buying time for all of these reinforcements. Like when the battle started, Ryu barely had anything on the ground, and he's even forced to pull the boys here. But he will defend, or will he? Oh god, he's trying to get close enough for the Biles. It looks like he just barely will. Unfortunately, he doesn't have enough Biles. There we go. He tries to get the Warp Prism. He misses, but he does cancel the Warp in. And Ryu barely holds on. In the end, he was forced to pull the boys, and he did lose a lot of drones, but he survives and he gets away with all this tech. Again, it's one of those things where this time Ryu did not see the army until it was on creep. And when it was on creep, it was outside his base. He was woefully unprepared. But with what little units he had, with his queens and with his ravagers, he was able to buy time. He had the larvae he needed to respond. That was close. that was close. You know, imagine that, but with Blink. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, I'm so surprised that neither Blink or Charge was researched for that attack. Uh-oh. Now Ryu, he defends. He is free to take another base if he so chooses. He's finished droning up for the most part. 71 drones, not bad. Ideally, you want to get up to that 80, that miracle number. Magic number even. But is MasTeR just... I just realized, is he just making nothing but Blink Stalkers? I was talking about the lack of robo units earlier, and that continues. Like, there is no Robotics Bay. It's just Blink Stalkers. That's all it is. What a Chad. What is this? 2014? Is this CJ Hero? Just Blink Stalker it up? Is this MC? Is this parting? No, it's MasTeR, mate. They lost in the wrong era. What's going on? Oh god, a couple of piles do hit. It looks like he may even get this hatchery. Oh god, maybe a couple more volleys if he's able to get closer, but he just can't make any headroom here. He just can't break in, and now the lurkers are done. And what the hell are you going to do against these lurkers? I mean, sure, Blink Stalkers are incredibly mobile. Maybe he can rotate around and head towards the natural instead. But Ryu is reading that. He's ready for that. I mean, it doesn't help that he sees everything and that there's no detection because there's no robot production. God damn it, MasTeR. there's just nothing. You can't see. Can't attack. And this is when we know Ryu's had enough. He's like, okay, let's go. Double Nidus again on the way. We already have Vision in the main base. We've had it for a while now. MasTeR doesn't even care. He should, though. He really should. Because those Niduses are going to be the nail in the coffin. Like, Ryu loves doing this. Like, how does he win ZVP? Ooh, that was a kill on the hatchery. Not bad here for MasTeR. The problem is that with his army, he can't break this. And Ryu is just going to Nidus across the map. Like, and there's nothing that MasTeR can do to stop him. Not with this. Not with this army. Oh, boy. I mean, he's trying again. He did end up denying the 5th base. He did end up killing the 5th base. And hey, he sees he's actually getting detection. Recall? We need a recall. We need a recall now. It's not happening. We need a warp in at least at home. Oh god. GG. GG gets called, and Ryu will take the series 2-0. GG, well played. Massive shout out to MasTeR. Very unique style. A style that you never see. Mass Blink Stalker. It sounds good. Like it sounds fun when you say that. Yo, let's go Mass Blink Stalker. But then suddenly you run into lurkers. Suddenly you run into something that's not just Roach Ravager, you know? There's Lings, there's Hydras mixed in as well. Like, Blink Stalkers, they don't really, they need something else, you know? They don't scale on their own incredibly well into the late game. They're a great, like, kind of buffer unit for Colossus, for Disruptors. You don't want your entire army to consist of that. Ideally. GG. GG, well played. And hold on. Hold on. Hold on, I'm having a look at the bracket. And the bracket is telling me one story, but I'm being told another. Okay, there we go. There we go. Oh my god, I did just get updated with the score. Meanwhile, it looks like I am being joined by someone else. I'm being joined by one of the best players in all of Chile. He doesn't get the girls, but he gets the probes. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Cristiano, to the stream.
Are you serious? Are you serious? Is that a presentation? You say, look at this guy. This guy doesn't have females. He just sucks. He's just ugly. He probably plays StarCraft all day. That's what people imagine when you presentate me that way, you know?
Hey, I wish you played
God.
StarCraft all day, because then maybe you would have been Pocket Mike, alright? I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but there's a problem actually. I lost 2-0 against him, but he was talking to me about something that's bothering him. Like he asked me for like 5 minutes of pause in the game, and then another 5 minutes of pause. So he was like very busy doing something, and after we finished, he didn't even say something to me. He just put 2-0 that I won the game, like both games, and I'm like, no, I lost those 2 games, but he's now AFK. Yeah, the StarCraft is inactive. I don't know if he won. I mean, I don't know if he wants to keep playing or if he wants to give me the victory. I didn't understand at all.
Yeah. I mean, one, obviously, massive shout out for Cristiano for his honesty. You know, he could have just been like, no, yeah, you could have showed up and, yeah, just 2-word Pocket Mike. Let's go.
No.
He's better than that.
But like other times, it was a really close fight. I'm proud. Like I did much better than last time I faced him. Last time he literally just ripped me apart. Like there was no fight at all. But now it was very close. Like very intense games. So I'm happy. You know, it was a good performance this tournament.
Yeah. I'm happy to hear that. Like, obviously, Pocket Mike is considered, like, I would say, the best Protoss in Latino America, so he's a hard opponent to go up against. But it's great to see you, again, happy with your performance, and it's great to see you competing as well. I know sometimes Cristiano is a little bit flojo and he doesn't show up for these tournaments and stuff, but it's
it's my vacations, all right. I've been traveling across my country. I've been trying to stay out of the computer, so that's why I'm inactive. But now I'm back, and I'm sick too. That's why I'm the computer.
So I was about to say, you're like, I'm traveling. I'm like, man, you're gonna get COVID if you're traveling. What's going on?
Oh my god! Why did you put that picture on the stream? Oh my god! I just realized.
What do you mean?
Oh my god, wait, let me put my camera on. Let me turn on the lights.
Oh god. But yes, of course, everyone, welcome Cristianox here to the stream. What's interesting about the situation that we're in, our admin Talk Savior is currently looking into it. It is possible that if Pocket Mike does decide to forfeit, that maybe Cristiano will end up playing against Ryu in the semifinals if Pocket Mike gives you the win. So we'll see what happens there.